Okay, I wanted to show you the pocket hole jig. This is the K5. They make a K4, and the only difference between them is the K4, you have the lever is back here, so it makes you reach around. If you've got a big, tall, if you've got a huge board in here, you have to reach over the top or around it to clamp it as you move it up and down to make your pocket. The K5 clamps from the front. And this is what cabinet makers use. If you look underneath your cabinets, you'll probably see plenty of pocket holes. I use them all the time. They're a really strong joint, and it hides the joinery as well. And I'll show you that on a box I'm building in here now. So of course this is what it ends up looking like. There's your pocket. And a lot of people drive their screws from the outside. They'll take a straight edge and center drill. A lot of times they won't even center drill, and that's where you make a huge mistake. If you are going to put your screws on the outside and drive them straight into the wood, you need to pre-drill them, because as that screw's driving into the wood, it's pushing the material in front of it. It's pushing it down. Some of the threads will auger out the waste material, but a lot of that material is getting pushed down into the hole, and it's creating more of a potential for your joint to fail. And even when you put these screws in, MDF is really strong, but it's weakest from its side profile here, because this is where the inside of the layers are all smashed together. So as the screw drives through there, I mean, you could probably take a butter knife on a good piece of MDF on this corner and start pushing a seam into it. I mean, I'm doing it with my fingernail, and split that out. So as the screw drives down, you can see what happens in your wood. And of course, it really gets, the closer you are to the edge, you have way more potential to fail and break out the wood. It also spreads your wood apart, and then you have to correct all that when you start building the box. If you're covering it with carpet, that's why people cover them with carpet. They get by with doing that. I'm sure if you pull the carpet off some of your boxes you have in your trunk now, you'll see all kinds of uneven joints, because they know they're going to hide it with carpet. I don't carpet any of my stuff. Every joint I make is for you to see, and you can see this is how you get that really professional polished look, is by using these pocket holes. These pocket holes, of course, are right here. They're on the inside, and then I can't join them because it's too tight or too much trouble to try to pull them from the inside. I'll put them on the outside, or I'll put them underneath where you can't see them. And they make a plug for this, even, that you can plug in here. And all you'll see is a little oval, an oval outline after it's sanded down. These are the other Craig jigs that they make. The K5 that I showed you earlier is, I think it's $139, and that gives you everything. It gives you the jig, the bits, gives you screws, the drill bits, and the number 2 square drives, which is what these use. And again, that's more superior than a Phillips head. Everybody knows Phillips screws strip out. They also have a tendency, when they start to get tight, the whole drill bit wants to push up and ride up out of that cross, and that's what starts rounding over your bit and rounding out the screw. Square drive bit is nothing but a square, so all 4 edges are in contact with the bit at all times, and it really pulls it down tight. And as it's pulling down tight, you'll actually see your glue squirt out from underneath the joint. And when you see that glue squirt out, you know you've got a good sealed joint. So I don't have to caulk any of my boxes. The glue makes such a seal that you'll almost break this box somewhere else before you break it, sometimes at the seams. And so these pocket holes actually act like a clamp. If you don't have a lot of clamps, they will screw your wood together, and you'll see it being, the glue being pressed and the wood pulling itself together, and it's really reassuring. But back to the other jigs. This is a portable. These are two portable jigs, and what they're made to do is, this is where a clamp goes, like a vice grip clamp, and that hangs on the edge of your box, and that's the other side of it, and that's what drives it down in at this angle. I believe this one's $39, and it comes with the step bit you need, and a long square drive shaft, and a mid-size square drive shaft. So you get the bit, the two bits, and the drill step bit, and the jig for $39. They will not give you the clamp that goes in here. It's a face clamp. I have one of them. I don't use it a lot. This is it right here. And you can see this piece is made to slide into here, and then you're able to clamp the whole jig to your piece. And when I need to make a portable pocket hole, that's what I use. And then they make this one, which is really, you have to really use all your own imagination. Again, you just stick it where you want the pocket hole and clamp it with vice grips or whatever. But it's up to you to determine how it hangs, because the further you move it up, of course, the closer the pocket hole moves to the edge. On these, they have a guide that tells you 3/4, 5/8, and lets you set it. But these is for when you really need to put one in a tight spot. And these come with one step bit, one drill bit, and this for $20. So not too bad. Harbor Freight sells a really good jig, like the K5. It's aluminum, and it sells for $39. And it's really a good jig. I don't know if it comes with any bits. I don't think it does. You're better off staying away from their drill bits anyway. The way they can get you those great deals is the bits won't last as long. So if you buy their aluminum jig and then Craig's step bits and drivers, I think you can be into the whole deal for $60. Also, Craig has a deal where when these get dull, you can ship them back to them, and they will resharpen them for you for $5. So that's how you get such a clean look on your box, is by using the pocket holes. And then what you want to do is call me, and I will make you a carving or something really complex, like you saw in the basketball theme box. I can carve these glass panels for you, these Lexan panels, and ship these out to you ready to install on your shoebox. That's what I'd call this thing right now, a shoebox. Anybody can screw together 6 pieces of wood. You just need the fancy stuff to make it go over the top. And I've put a deal together with UPS to get these shipped out to you really inexpensively. To show you the grizzly bear carving that you're looking at, his teeth. And you can get a piece like this, you put it on your box, and Your box will look amazing. This box is only housing one 12L7, and we had to put the speaker. I had to put the speaker off to the side because of where the port is directly in the center. The port will line up perfectly with his armrest that folds down and let us port all these SPL straight into his car. And so to balance it out, so it wouldn't look lopsided, I came up with the idea, let's put the Infinity, he wanted the Infinity logo, so I put the Infinity logo in a square the exact same size as the L7, so it kind of gives it the appearance of a more balanced box where you don't have the speaker off to the side and nothing else. And when I get the port in, I'll show you the little glass panel that we're going to put into it, and you'll see how this whole box ties together. Alright, let me show you how the port's coming together. This is actually a 22-inch port going back this way, snaking around, coming out that way. That's how it'll look. I'll have to put always never try to make lines through here. Better just to cut spacers, and then you can lay them in there and you know you're keeping 2-3 inches or whatever your port's supposed to be. This is a unique window. I've never done one of these. I always try to do something different. This is the front of the box, upside down. This will line up perfectly with his armrest in his car. And then this kicker will be lit up, and standing over from the passenger side, he'll be able to look into this window and see the back of his sub. Let me pull this window out and show you. And that's what it looks like. Pretty neat. I was gonna put the glass on top of the wood and not make it see-through. Then I decided to go ahead and make it see-through. And then I opened this wall up and decided, well, let's just trick it on out most we can. I have rounded over the edges going into the glass. And I'll show you some more when I'm ready. Okay, the Infinity box is complete. You can see the corner window, which is reflecting the kicker, but if you were here, you would actually be able to see the kicker speaker inside. There's the actual kicker, and like I say, that is just inside the port. There's his switch. Turned it on and off. Again, if I had some way to block the kicker, you would actually see the speaker, and you can see the speaker inside that. You can see the magnet. There's part of it. You can, that reflection, just look past the reflection, you'll see that those two rectangles. That's part of the that's part of the basket of the speaker. Another look on this side. I don't have the speaker screwed in, so it's just being held by that clamp, as you can see. I just got through standing on it, so it's a little dusty. And there's the logo. Again, we put the logo over there to balance it out. The speaker is kind of lopsided. And there's a look with the speaker out. You can see the port, which goes around back and curls back again. Ends up being 23 inches of port. You can get a look now. You can see how I did the port. There's the inside of the box. That's where the speaker was. So you can see my hand there on the other side. And there's that window. Pretty cool. Never seen anybody put a corner window inside a port, so I'm always doing something different. And so just to make this little single little 112 box different from all the others, I put the corner window in it that you can see right there. Hope you enjoyed it.